Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Welcome to This Week I'm Learning, the podcast where some of us stand for things.
Oh.
And others of us don't. But all of us lightly research topics to then bequeath our knowledge to the world at large. This is episode 45, season 2, recorded May 10th, and this is a discussion episode. I'm your host, Brandon Vader, also known as Dracanis in the forums. Down below me, but above me in geographical location, Cody Stratman, soon to be of the East.
Cody
of also known as Psychonitrous.
Of the East.
Of the East, he needs to shower.
He's gonna be a bread making, a natural bread maker. Is all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I would go for a good sourdough starter.
Ew. On so
Oh
many
wow,
levels.
that was the most disgusting way to start an episode.
It's better than rye, I guess. Somehow.
Well, it's
Don't
always,
rye about it.
It's always better than rye.
Disgusting.
Yep.
Who's next?
Are you going to
Next
introduce
to me.
anybody else?
Nope, not after that terrible just dive bomb. Fuck this. Fuck
Thank you.
everybody.
Good night. Anyways.
Good night. No. Directly that direction to my right, probably people's left. I don't friggin' know. That direction.
Wait.
Mjolnir, also known as Charlie Stifler. Down in that direction because we always keep him in the corner. Colton. Or
The baby
4761. The amount
Hey.
of, like, satellite space junk behind you.
It's true.
Or
There's
probably
times
even
like-
less than that.
times like a
like-
billion.
Yeah. Yeah, more than that. Sorry.
We've got a problem.
You can't even
You
really
do
call
have
me
a
a baby. I have now officially been alive for 3 decades. So I'm now old. I am now a
I mean-
full member of this group.
You know what happens when you get 30? You get a polite golf clap. That's all you get.
Go to work. You're gonna be late.
Good for you for being here for 3 decades. You should know the
Wait,
routine.
wait.
Go to
no,
fucking
you,
work.
you can look forward to 35. I think you can join Congress at 35.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running. In fact, I'm running this year.
Are you?
Oh, yeah?
No.
Congratulations.
No.
What's your platforms?
I don't need lifts, unlike you.
Oh.
Swing.
Well, I ain't voting for you.
That,
Anyways.
that
Fair enough.
was a low blow.
I hate you.
Well, I had to. It's basically a golf swing.
Especially after that golf clap. Just, oh, yes. Just right there.
If you can,
I'm gonna
if you
buy-
can't hear the grass growing over the clap is too loud.
You know what?
Yep.
I'm just gonna buy a fucking standing desk to spite you guys. Fucking stand for shit too, so I don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore.
It's fine.
You know, okay, so sidebar, this one that I got, because I didn't end up going with the super customized one, because that one was way too
Price.
much, and then they back ordered it, and I was just like, yeah, screw that. So, $250 on Amazon.
That's a
Works.
pretty
And it's
bad.
fully
damn
electric.
good.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's a really good deal. Like the ones at
Alright.
my work
Yeah.
are like 800, and they're really not much better than that one.
My actual desk was 200 something, but to make it a sit stand to get the different supports for it from IKEA, because that's where I got the desk, made it like $600. Yeah.
Oh, so yours is not a full standing. You augmented it to make it a standing desk.
No.
Oh, okay.
You can buy the desk with standard static supports, or you can buy the desk with the moving supports. So my actual original desk that is literally across the room, what my wife's sitting at right now,
Orbiting its
is the
satellites.
right-hand corner version of that desk. And I now have the
Oh.
left-hand corner version of that desk.
Okay. All right. Cool. Fuck, I need to get one. Why not?
It's surprisingly nice. I thought
And-
everybody was just crazy when they're like, oh, you should stand, you'll be more productive. And I'm like, yeah, right, sure. Me, stand, bang out an email. No. Yeah, it's true. It does help.
And here's my worst pun of the night so far. It's a real big space saver.
Loud groaning. Edit that out.
No, that's also
That's a
part
big-
of your
that's a big-
30s. That's what you get.
Yeah.
You get the golf clap, you get the groaning, And then especially like when you sit down, you have to make noises when you sit down so that nobody can hear your knees and back and hips pop.
Oh my god, I'm funny.
You're lucky you just have to do it while you're sitting. I have to do it when I stand back up.
I'm not there yet. Thank God.
I do my one knee does. God, we're turning into such an old man's podcast.
But trick knee really
my one
comes
knee
up around
does
this time
like
of year.
pop every now and then when I stand, but for the most part, it's just when I sit. Anyway, let's get all of this out of the way and get to what's actually important: the discussion of space and space trash. But first, I'm going to go into my notes real quick because it locked.
45 episodes and we still have these problems. I love it.
Yep. So, I originally, before we made this a discussion episode, had a article titled "Playing the Odds." So, as some of you may have already heard, China's Long March 5B rocket, the second stage booster, has recently made an uncontrolled re-entry Saturday over the Arabian Peninsula. The 23-ton core is the fourth heaviest object to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. Scientists at NASA didn't entirely know whether it hit water or made landfall.
It's probably
but
water
according to,
where it is. Probably water.
Yeah.
There.
Probably.
Maybe water. Maybe.
Well, I mean, if it was a small little island, it's probably water now.
it may have been land before. That is correct.
Spacetrack.org said in a Twitter post that it fell into the Indian Ocean north of the Maldives. What a lot of news sources aren't explaining is why this happened. I know I was very confused.
Yeah.
It's like, why is this thing falling out of the sky? Why? Because all of the snippets that I had heard of before this was mostly fear-mongering about how it could drop into populated areas and, you know, global catastrophes ensue.
The news is good at.
Yeah. So I'm here to change that tonight with this little bit of information. Space debris is a big problem. We're going to focus an entire discussion episode about it. But large objects falling out of orbit at an uncontrolled way is also kind of a big problem. To solve that, most of the other rockets use one of two following approaches. The rocket stage is either built to be able to steer back to a safe landing point with the use of a booster, or a stabilization system and restartable engine, much like the Falcon 9, is used so that it can slow down, turn 180 degrees, and either land or just be ditched into the ocean. China's Long March 5B was built without either of these systems. So as astrophysicist Jonathan McDowell says, it's just left in orbit the old-fashioned way to re-enter uncontrolled, and that is very unusual nowadays. McDowell goes on to say they should have stopped and thought, this is going to be a big chunk of debris in orbit. We should change the design of the engine. But they didn't. This is real negligence. A similar incident happened last year with an 8-ton core from a different Long March 5B. It fell also uncontrolled into the Atlantic Ocean off the West African coast. And according to the European Space Agency, the world can expect 2 more of these uncontrolled re-entries in the next year. Beijing has 10 more missions planned out, 2 of which will use the Long March 5B rockets in order to complete its space station by the end of 2022. Let us hope that the odds continue to go in the favor of the Chinese team, because 71% of the Earth is water, so at least that's a pretty good chance for a water landing.
Come on, water.
Hopefully,
Team
yeah.
Hopefully not fishing boat or cruise ship.
See, that would be the most unlucky
oil
shit
tanker.
in the entire world.
Ooh.
Or
I'd just
oil
like to-
platform.
I need to point something out. They're like all excited that it landed north of the Maldives. Well, guess what else is north of the Maldives? India.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 700 kilometers to the mainland. Like, they threaded the fucking needle on this one. Like, I read a story on Friday afternoon that NASA was predicting that it was going to land off the coast of Iberia, off of Portugal or Spain. That might be, hypothetically, on the exact opposite side of the planet.
Yeah, It's
So
unbelievable.
if
that
you
this shit
watched,
happened. Unbelievable.
if you watch the trajectory, it would go
That's
anywhere from as high north as New York, as far south as Chile, and then on the other side of the world as high up as, God, it was somewhere in Russia, and all the way down to New Zealand.
Irkutsk.
Like, I
Irkutsk.
mean, it was just all over the place. And yeah, everybody was just kind of like, well, it's going to come down at some point. Hopefully it lands in water. Or, you know,
Like-
the news sources, it's going to come down at some point. You should build a bomb shelter.
Like,
That's going to help a
imagine-
23 fucking ton rocket from landing on your head.
Like, if you're thinking of an international goddamn incident, like if it lands in India, like the fucking world's over because everyone's gonna fucking go fucking
yeah.
ape shit on each other. If it lands, if it
yeah,
lands in the
they-
United States, the world's gonna be fucking over because everyone's gonna be fucking pissed off and like the unbelievable arrogance and irresponsibility of that is bad. China. I mean,
Yeah.
TWIL is mad at you, China. We are disappointed in you.
You could do better. Look at all of the cool things that you make.
Like,
My
you're-
standing desk is made in China. My TV is made in China. Like, come on. You have the technology. Do it fucking right the first time. I tell my almost 12-year-old son, do it right. Do it once. Why can't they?
Don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing.
Put your whole ass
Exactly.
into it. Come on, China. Get your ass
I
in
do
it.
like that phrase.
Get it all in there. That is an awesome phrase.
That was a Ron Swanson, by the way.
It
Yes.
was. It was.
I'm
It
just
was.
curious if anybody remembers 2001.
Nope,
And
out of principle.
not the incident that we all know from 2001 that made the world a crappier place, especially if you like
You mean
to
the
fly.
incident that made it so I don't have a pilot's license anymore?
Yeah.
That made it so millennials just get to live in constant, not fear, but there's always a cloud over their head in some way.
No, the kid flew his plane into a
Fear-mongering.
bank building like 3 months after 9/11, and my parents are like, hey, you're young and unstable. You don't need a pilot's license. Yoink.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I thought it was the
I-
government that took it away. I didn't know it was your,
Oh, no.
your
No, my
parents.
parents were like, you're an unstable teenager. No.
All right, fair point.
I mean, you can push them over pretty easy, so...
Haha.
No, there was another incident in 2001, and this will be fun for you guys to remember. It involved Taco Bell and the Mir space station.
I might have been too young to remember this part.
Because of course it did.
What?
So, yeah,
I don't remember this.
they...
I was there. I was in high school what the fuck?
Yep.
You were a freshman in high school.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, so Mir was falling to the earth, and Taco Bell was like, we can
Oh.
make a target, and it will hit our target, and everyone will get free tacos. No one got free tacos.
Damn it. The or orbital physicists at Taco Bell failed us all.
I think they needed a bigger box.
But still, it was...
They
Yeah,
didn't have
that
the big
was-
box yet.
I mean, that was in March of so I guess it was before September. Yeah, so yes, March.
Yeah,
was
that would have
before
been the
September.
biggest. That would have been the biggest story of 2001 had other things not happened that year.
Yep.
Like,
Had
remember
that
we all got free
happened,
tacos?
maybe 9/11 doesn't happen. Cause the
See,
terrorists
that's
are
what
like,
I'm thinking.
"Shit."
Like right there is a very important divergent point in the timeline. If the opposite had happened,
Free tacos.
we might
versus-
we might all be in
That's
goddamn
like
Mars
the
right
brightest. The brightest timeline was Taco Bell giving free tacos to
Hey,
everyone.
hey, let's
and then
be clear.
and here we are on the darkest timeline, just
Let's be
continuing
clear.
to.
Taco Bell still wins the franchise wars. Just remember that. They win the franchise wars.
now. Yeah, they do. At least
Brandon
in
doesn't
this
know
time.
what movie we're talking about, and I am
Oh,
insulted.
I am insulted too. Yeah.
Demolition
Send a
Man.
maniac to
Sylvester
catch a
Stallone,
maniac.
Wesley Snipes. They go to a nice sit-down restaurant. It's Taco Bell, because in the 2040s there was the franchise wars where they literally had wars, and Taco Bell won. I hate you.
Uncultured swine.
Never watched Demolition Man.
Well,
But I
Then
would-
you
I would
will,
just
then
like
you
to
will not
say-
know. Then you won't know what to do with the 3 shells.
That's true.
No, I won't. But I would like to say that if we're talking about little tidbit here, corporations with a actual military, for a little while, I can't remember if it was Pepsi or Coke, actually had like the 4th largest naval fleet.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
I think it was Pepsi for some weird reason. Which
Because
Coke makes sense.
I know the
but why
reason.
Pepsi.
I know the reason. Because Cold War Russia refused to like trade money to get Pepsi in their country, so they basically said, look, here's like 12 World War II diesel submarines and an unfinished carrier
Pepsi
and
became
2
a fucking
cruisers
arms
and a
dealer. Yep.
destroyer.
I know
Yep.
this. Okay. That might... Fuck, that could be a little... a whole episode in itself. Jesus.
Yeah. Thanks for ruining my topic. That was the topic.
No.
God damn you.
That'd be
I'll show you my
hilarious.
notes.
No way. Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Damn, you're so
I was gonna
convincing,
say,
Charlie.
like, that'd be
Like,
kind of
that's a-
hilarious,
Wow.
but
What a small world. Yeah. Yeah. What a small world.
A small, crowded world with lots of things around. So if
Mostly
you
in
guys,
space.
yeah,
I was
take
just,
us there.
Have you guys heard of the interesting ways regarding potentially cleaning up outer space?
Oh yeah, there's
I've-
tons of them.
I've heard about the one that like wraps the net around, and then like it and the little basically drone that wraps the net around like deorbit itself.
Yep.
Pulls
Oh,
it down
that's
I've
one.
heard about that
with
one.
like retro rockets. Yeah, I've heard of that one.
One of my previous topics is actually a fantastic potential way of getting rid of all of this junk, which is lasers, and you literally propel the object, I don't know, towards the sun, and kick it out of our orbit, and they just melt.
Well, from what I
away.
understand, like it's that, or they use the lasers to like just slow it down enough to force it to deorbit itself. Like for
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
and
Totally.
burn up a little bit rather than puncture holes.
well, it's not
in the-
even. It doesn't actually. Well, it just slows it down just so it will destroy itself. It deorbits
Yeah.
itself. At least that's what I've heard. The same kind of thing.
But see, the problem is and my background has this exact example. You've got low Earth orbit, like low Earth orbit, and then you have high Earth orbit. High Earth orbit is not nearly as easy to deorbit something from because
true.
there is
lots
a
of
pass
space. Yeah.
that you have to pass through, and there is something that you can see very clearly in my picture is that we like the equator. It's a hypothetical, theoretical, made-up line on the Earth, and we are obsessed with it. And almost 40% of this outer band is on an equatorial orbit.
Well, and that's because
Population.
the way dishes work, they put things out in a
Little
you know,
Kamehameha
degree-
there. That's all I was seeing.
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha.
Yeah.
Hadouken.
Hadouken.
Nobody really wants to have the north, satellite.
Yeah.
Much.
I mean,
to-
polar orbits.
Yeah, but I mean, you
Polar
can
orbits
cover
have their place.
more of the inhabited globe
Exactly.
by shooting 45 degrees at the equator than you
know,
would
going-
be able to.
I mean,
You
come
know,
on,
and
higher
going
guys.
or
with
lower
that,
than
I
that.
kind of wonder, because most of the population of, at least human population on Earth, is actually in the northern hemisphere.
You're right.
I wonder if the distribution of satellites is higher in the northern hemisphere than the southern. It has to be, right?
Well, it has to be
No.
orbit, so you
Yeah,
would
so
actually
there's
have
no
like,
way-
cross orbit.
There's no way to orbit on the northern plane.
Well, yeah, you're right.
Unless
I guess it would
it's
always
doing
have
diagonals.
to. You're right.
Geosynchronous orbits, but those
Right.
aren't really efficient because of
Yeah, and they are far out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
like
the.
You have
You're-
to be quite a
like-
ways away.
Over here somewhere.
yeah.
Yep.
So
Well-
yeah, it's not really worth it to do that.
Well, what other ways are there to potentially? I mean, I've heard like actually harpooning satellites is an option, even though it kind of defeats the purpose of preventing the space junk. in some ways
Yeah,
because
because you're making little micro debris everywhere.
and it's the same problem with the net because even if it grabs it, it could still potentially break up and cause more issues. Because
Yep. And
one of the big go ahead.
The thing with the net, if I'm remembering correctly, is it's actually got electromagnets on it. So like as it hits and wraps around, they engage the electromagnets and it encapsulates it.
But
And
unless it's a
small
fine
enough. It's supposedly a small enough mesh that anything that were to come loose from it would be contained inside of the containment system, and anything that were to pass through the holes would be small enough that it would not theoretically cause problems with with future.
That's the big problem. It's not so much the big stuff. The big stuff we can freaking pull
track.
out of order relative.
Yeah.
It's the tiny stuff that is really dangerous to human travel in space. Because I think even the last SpaceX mission, there was some freaking punctures from a tiny little, I don't remember what they said it was, a screw or something really incredibly tiny, but it was going so fast that it shot through the freaking capsule like it's nothing.
I mean, it's going tens of
30,000
thousands
30,000
of times
kilometers
faster
an hour.
than a bullet. I mean,
Yeah.
that's called a rail gun.
Yeah, and that's
it's that whole thing. Accelerate a can of soup fast enough, and it will go through anything.
It's why it's actually a really big problem. Yeah.
I will see your can of soup and raise you a cat. If you accelerate a cat to a certain degree, it'll go through anything.
See, China, this is what you could get right.
Come on, we are willing to consult with you, China. We'll help you get it right. But try to be serious here, guys.
They should make a
That's
capture
probably the
drone.
funniest thing I've ever said on this stream.
I'll drink to that.
Oh man,
That definitely
Funny
is.
shit. That is. We don't condone animal abuse.
No.
absolutely not. And cats aren't animals, so it's fine.
Sorry, Brahita.
No, but they could make a drone and then call it the cat. Capture acquisition tool.
I like
Capture all trash.
Clever.
Damn.
Look at you.
Did you
That's
come up
marketing
with
right
that
there.
Just on the spot.
Just right there.
I consulting,
am
baby.
impressed.
Our fee is $1 billion an hour, so hit us up. Hit us up, China.
I'm glad it took
Not
us
even.
2
Not
seconds
even.
to do that.
That's how we're going to monetize, boys.
I guess that's $49.95 right there.
That's the initial fee, but it's monthly, so
Yeah.
hopefully they like years down the road they forget they're paying it like most people do. They forget their subscription fees. Like, fuck, we're still paying those 4 idiots to consult on space trash? Why? They have an idea about a cat, shooting a cat at super speed. What the hell?
So I actually have an idea about the small stuff
All right, let's hear it.
that I think would be interesting. And if any of you rocket engineers are out there, credit me at least a little bit when you're making your billions of dollars. So, have you guys, you could get like sticky substance put on a flat sheet and then just kind of propel that through an orbit.
Did you
And
miss
let
the part where the stuff that you're trying to catch is going tens of thousands of miles an hour, potentially the other way?
I get it. That's why you make the material thick.
And
Right?
goopy.
Make it a thick boy
With 2 C's,
and goopy.
baby. 2 C's.
And then here's the thing. It shoots through it the first time. Okay. Now it's got a teeny tiny little hole that because of the way the material would work, it would like seal back up. But it has robbed it of kinetic energy. So that then the next time it passes through,
See,
it
that's not
hits and catches.
That's not a bad idea, but here's the problem with that. One of the issues, why this is such a big problem that NASA and China and the European Space Agency and really humanity needs to freaking deal with really soon, is because there's a reason they're tracking every bit of the space junk. I think I read somewhere there's 1 million pieces of junk that's smaller than, I think, a screw. thousands of bits bigger than like a football or a basketball, whatever. And there's hundreds of like old rockets that are just floating around. The issue is why this is such a big problem, partly because there's less space for all these satellites that we're putting up to actually be in a safe zone, which increases the potential collisions, which the problem is if there's a collision, that means there's thousands of new pieces of debris, which now can crash into other things, creating a chain reaction effect and essentially creating an impassable...
The movie Gravity.
Kind of, yeah.
And very importantly, the name of this syndrome is called Kessler syndrome. It's a point at which you cannot fly through because it is a continuous chain reaction.
It's a shell of trash that if humans try to travel through it, 100% will crash or die or cause severe injury. It will die. It basically creates an impenetrable cocoon of trash that could push back space travel and technological advances by millennia at that point. So one of the issues, again, because that's going back to Brandon's thing, you have to, whatever we decide to do, we have to be able to track it and do it right, because if we do it wrong, then potentially the chain reaction is already, there's thoughts out there that the chain reaction is already starting, has already started, because they've tracked how many satellites have been destroyed, and it's actually increasing on an exponential curve in the last 10 years or so.
And
so there's a theory out there that it's already happening, and
SpaceX is definitely helping that with Skynet. I mean, Starlink.
All those tiny little satellites. Go ahead.
The current generation of Starlink satellites have a way to deorbit.
That's true, as long as they don't get destroyed in any way, though.
A fail-safe.
Fair.
But
they're thinking at least a couple of them, so they lose a couple every time they deploy, and they all come back down. But they're thinking that part of the reason that they lose them as they're en route to their constellation location is actually from space debris hitting it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real
kind of
problem.
Crazy how
in the next 10 years that needs to be taken care of.
How big space is when you think about it. The world is a big place.
It's a hot take, Cody. Space is
it?
Space is big.
Is
Cody
the world
Stratman,
big?
2021.
Is the world big? I'm not clear on that. Is
Go ahead, Cody. Sorry.
large?
Comparatively,
I'm just saying, as you're going out, it's exponentially more space, and that we're having this issue up here.
That is, and that's how much junk is up there. The fact that it's a problem. So, think about that. How much shit is up there at this point?
At this point, I'm for space lasers. Just blow it all up.
I mean, that's that's
or,
really not a.
Or
bad
actually,
idea.
I might actually be more of a proponent of space cats. Just. I feel like that might be more effective.
Space
Dog
because they're gonna grab onto the object. They're gonna sink their claws into it. And then
bat it around,
float
train
away.
them to bat it to Earth or away.
And then we have fewer cats, so the Earth's better.
An asshole to kitties. I like cats.
Yep.
Shut up.
Yep.
I would
sociopaths.
own a cat. I would own a cat if it weren't for the litter box.
I would own the cat, except for the fact that they'll
You'd be
eat
so
your
lucky to
face
clean
when
their
you
litter box.
die.
You're dead. Who
What do I care? I'm dead.
Yeah.
I want a loyal companion that'll die next to me from starvation.
I
and
want it
leave
to
me-
live forever.
Leave me intact. No.
What a
You
terrible.
dog owners
should
are
live
so
on.
silly. So silly.
And my heart will go on and on.
I'm gonna disconnect.
Thank you. Good night. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, there are real plans to hopefully get this taken care of, because we already. I mean, I've talked to Cody about this not on podcast or anything, but we have the technology to have a moon base right now. The thing Charlie talked about a few weeks ago about Mars, we can freaking do that.
Yeah,
It'd be
that's
hard,
cool.
but we can do it. We have the technology, but we have right now. There's such a small window to actually get this problem solved, and if we don't, all those dreams of an interstellar, human species might not happen. I mean, it's
You know,
if we want to survive in the long run, we have to get
I'm
off
actually
the planet.
not very concerned about this problem because Elon, even though he has Asperger's, if you watched SNL, he's a pretty smart dude, and I think he's gonna fix this. And in Elon, I trust.
It's as simple as any other technological thing we've talked about in the past. Humans can do incredible freaking things. We just have to have the will to do it.
Yeah. I almost think that this would be an easier problem to solve with a moon base, because then you could 3D print using the ferrite dust.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second there you're gonna point a laser back at and shoot things out of orbit.
We're gonna just put all our
miss,
shit on the
and
moon.
then you accidentally hit
That's our
Israel, and
storage
it blows up
facility
even
now.
more than it currently is.
No, you 3D print these capture drones on the other side of it, because then you know that they will make it to the destination, connect with it, and then they can just take their momentum with them to deorbit.
Oh, so it'd be
Plus, because you're launching from the moon, you have a lot less.
cheaper.
Have you ever seen the gravity well diagram that shows sun way down here
The
and
escape
Earth here?
velocity.
Yeah, and then you dip, and then you rise up, and there's the moon, and it's a lot easier to launch from the moon, especially going back to Earth, because you would be following the curve back down to Earth.
If we want to go to other planets, the moon is where you have to go. So it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Way
gateway
cheaper.
to the solar system for us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Unbelievably
Or-
cheaper.
Or a Lagrange point. Which
Also-
Well, a Lagrange
also
point, Lagrange point being the exact gravity equilibrium between two celestial bodies. The Lagrange point of Earth and the moon is a little crowded right now with the same shit we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried that
Well,
would
there's
actually
one-
become
there
a
is technically-
trash dump.
There is one on. Isn't there one on the other side, of the moon as well? Isn't that how kind of it works too?
you could.
I read something about that. I was kind of confused. I'm like, that's not how a Lagrange point works. I thought it has to be two forces opposing each other. But apparently there's some sort of other point on the opposite side that is similar as well.
It's not called a Lagrange point at that point, and I can't remember what that physical term is. But it has to do with the actual speed of your orbit. So
it's like
not
geosynchronous.
A
You would
Lagrange
just
point,
be-
technically, you are stationary between the two
relative
bodies.
to those two bodies, yeah.
Whereas the external point is you're just maintaining your orbital speed, but it's actually so far away that it's of almost no value.
Yeah.
And
But
you're on the dark side of the
I
moon
do
at that
wonder if you'd be right if eventually that Lagrange point would get populated from collisions and stuff with
point. Oh, yeah,
kind of like
I mean,
the plastic island in the Pacific.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So we need a version of crap, I can't remember the guy's name. The ocean cleanup guy. Yeah. I can tell by your forehead that you know who I'm talking about. So we need a version of that guy for space.
I mean,
I don't
the
know.
Musk.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We got, there's a lot of stuff on Musk's plate. I think that this could
I
be-
think-
Musk is problematic.
I almost think
anyways.
he needs to pause on everything, spend a year on his own AI, limited AI research, to then, because I think that's where we're really gonna then exponentially bounce technology wise.
Stop. Don't talk about AI. You fuck me up. Stop it.
Okay,
that point.
L2. Yeah. That does make sense because there are
granted-
those in Star Citizen.
To be fair, this one's based on the Earth and Sun, not the Earth
Right.
and Moon.
Right.
But
So
Yeah.
technically, any two bodies has these 5 Lagrange points. Is there 5? I think there's 5.
I only see 3.
well,
'cause I'm
there-
blocking.
Oh, yeah, he's
Yeah.
Yeah, I
5
only
would
see
be down.
Right here. I'm the Lagrange point. There's one.
It's
two.
like when you get the stud finder and you have to
three.
test it on yourself first.
You know, I actually bought one of those recently, and by laws, I had to do it. So
Yeah.
I'm legit.
So did I.
Beep.
Yep.
Yep. Everyone's done that.
Yeah, there's 5 Lagrange points in a 2-body system. There's these two, and then two like over up here, and then there's one way on the opposite side, based on the forces and everything. So theoretically, there's the same system on the moon, but maybe it's so I don't know. Who knows? The maths are complicates.
Yeah, yes. I did not know that.
Oh, come on, math boy. You got this.
This is orbital physics shit. This is way more complicated than what I learned.
It's not math.
It's not math. Well, it is math. Everything's math.
It's physics math.
It's just a different.
You could be a space metallurgist assayer, and
I could
and close down asteroids for not producing enough gold.
That's how I roll, baby. I am a detriment to the economy and the space economy. There's no gold in that asteroid. Stop mining on it.
But there's gotta be.
Unbelievable. To any of our listeners, I actually used to work for a mine, and my job was to find out how much gold was actually in the ore. And turns out, wasn't no gold in that ore. So, kind of my fault. Not exactly my fault. I wasn't the only one, but
I mean,
I'm pretty sure I was a factor in it on some level.
Your math caused that mine to shut down.
Not even once. Not even once, guys. That's what math does. Ruins your life. It ruins the lives of everyone around you.
It's not math. It's
gotta
meth.
get that math.
It's
math.
Oh, shit.
No,
See, if I was doing meth, I'd still be working at that mine right
math.
now. That's what I'm saying. Which one's
No,
worse?
the miners were on meth. You were
know,
on math. They're equally destructive.
I mean, if the miners were on
different
meth,
sides.
then it would be. They might have actually found gold then.
You know, I have never felt less manly than when I worked at that mine. I used to think I was pretty tough growing up on a ranch, like doing shit out in the fields, throwing hay around. And then I started working at a mine. I'm like, nope, I am.
You soft.
I am super soft. Bad jokes, but I'm not going to say the jokes. I'll say off stream some of the jokes they said. It involves a mine collapse and needs. Anyway.
And that's yeah. I'm throwing the flag on that play. Let's keep it moving. 10-yard penalty.
Repeat first down.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that we haven't seen any sort of. So I guess we have. We've seen Gravity has really been the only sci-fi show that has actually, expressed this issue. Am I missing?
Interstellar had a little bit, but the first one that was like a major, oh my god, what the hell? The remake of Lost in Space.
Oh yeah.
Wait, they did?
Oh yeah, because they had that hulking like outer shell to the main ship that it blasted off with to then punch through the Kessler syndrome, and then it dropped the shell and it was the sleek, cool ship.
Wait a second. Is this the Netflix series or is this the?
No.
Oh, the old one,
like 2000.
Oh yeah,
remake with the guy
Joey
with
Tribbiani.
Joey.
Yeah. Or Matt LeBlanc too. Actually.
Yeah, actually name the actor.
Nah, he's Joey Tribbiani.
He's Joey Tribbiani.
He'll always be Joey. I don't even like Friends, and that's what I know him as.
It's a good thing I've got headphones on, otherwise my wife would come through the webcam at you right now.
Come at me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there was a little bit of that in Subnautica, actually. Of course, I don't know how. I don't want to really ruin that for anybody who's never played that, but
yeah.
The game came out 7 years ago. It's not spoilers anymore.
Hey,
no,
I have never finished it. Finished it.
And you're not going to now.
Yeah, he is.
Nothing's going to change between now and ever.
It is a fantastic game that deserves to be finished. Honestly, I would say finish Subnautica.
I'm trying to see past
I
Bolton,
think one of the other.
It's pretty nifty. It's pretty neat.
Somebody would have to correct me on this, but I think so. Do you guys remember the? Okay,
Every time
you do.
Damn fucking.
So, when I was a teen, one of the movies that I watched that like I knew people would make fun of me for watching was Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century.
Yeah,
and then
you're
its
right. We're making fun of
second
you
release.
right now.
Yeah, I know. Its second release, and then it had a third one, but they changed the actress in the third one. And anyway, I think in the second one it did talk a little bit about Kessler syndrome because there was an issue going on, and they had to save the station. But
Well,
it's
I
been
mean, that's-
many years since I watched it.
Think
So-
about like
Oh,
any
Brandon.
space movie or anything. There's always well, not always, but a major ish or event in a lot of those
You
type of movies.
all are missing one of the biggest gems of modern animation.
Oh, I was gonna
Wall-E.
say.
Oh, Wall-E!
God, you suck.
Wall-E.
I was gonna say Star
also
Wars where they dumped the
Geostorm.
garbage.
Wall-E had
Oh,
Kessler
Star
syndrome
Wars, yeah.
and ground garbage problems.
Yeah.
Plants couldn't grow. Very
Geostorm was another one.
interstellar of them.
Geostorm was another good one that
You have to watch
had
that.
Kessler syndrome.
Well, like I said, most like space futuristic type of things, a major event that actually causes issues is a piece of debris destroying part of a
Debris
goddamn
strike.
of some sort, just a single one. So imagine
Yep.
if that happened to it's a bad problem.
God, I think
Yeah,
Needs to be fucking dealt
Chronicles of Riddick. Well, that was microasteroids. That wasn't.
Yeah.
But that could easily have been
Same thing.
space
I mean,
debris or
same
Pitch
concept.
Black, not Chronicles of Riddick. Pitch Black.
Yeah, get
The,
your
the movie starts.
shit right.
Yeah, get your
Yeah.
Vin Diesel movies right, sir.
Did you guys hear they're coming out with a 9th Fast and the Furious?
Yes.
Speaking of Vin
the
Diesel.
last one.
You know where it's.
I'm actually, as I've said before, it's live action anime, so I'm okay with it.
You know where
You
it's
think
set.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Where?
superheroes.
Do you know that
it
Paul
in Thailand?
Walker's and Vin Diesel's last greatest hit was a tree?
Oh.
That's pretty bad.
Too soon.
Yeah, they.
You made Brandon walk away from
I
his
made
standing
Brandon
desk.
go out of focus.
Fuck you.
They actually filmed
That's
it
so dark,
in
but hilarious.
like Pongna Bay area.
Oh, cool.
At least part of it. Yeah, so you get those big limestone cliffs and stuff.
Apparently, Dom's brother's here, so there's gonna be a lot of talking low and acting tough and
Yeah.
fighting, car fighting and rockets and shit.
Yeah, because
I
John
was-
Cena
if
needed
I was
another
more in-
movie to be in.
Wait, he's in that?
Yeah, he's playing Dom's brother,
Who is?
John Cena.
John Cena.
I've never seen him. I've always heard him.
I don't know who he is. I know that he has something to do with wrestling,
Yeah, he's a big wrestler.
and that's it.
He's
Actually,
one of the-
If I
he's-
beefed up a little bit, I could be Dom's brother.
We gotta talk like 2 octaves lower. And you
I
gotta
really
talk
think
about
I think they missed the
talk about
opportunity on this one. They
family.
should have just gotten Vin Diesel's actual twin brother. That would have been better.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Does he actually have a twin brother? Or is this a
He-
pun?
No, he actually has a twin brother. He
Oh,
really
shit.
is a twin.
Well, I mean,
I
if
didn't know
he's
that.
not a good actor, then we probably don't.
Is
Well,
John
why?
Cena a good actor? I don't. Well, he used to be a wrestler, so he probably is actually.
I mean, he's been
probably
in like
is,
3
actually.
movies
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
He's a decent actor.
It's gonna be good.
That's
I don't
giving
care.
him a lot of credit.
He could
The
do
last
it.
movie I saw him in
He's
was
See-
better than Paul Blart Mall Cop, and he's.
I
gotten
used
a
to
lot
think
of
The
movies.
Rock.
Oh,
Johnson
that
wasn't a good
guy's
actor.
Actually, pretty good. I like.
Yeah.
I think
I
he's actually
didn't
a
like
really good
Paul
actor.
Blart's. I didn't
I
like
hate that.
Paul Blart's characters, but he was a
Well,
good actor.
Kevin,
Yeah.
because
what is this?
Kevin
Kevin.
James?
you can
James?
separate him
James?
out.
Yeah.
I think he's actually a decent actor.
Eh. He's one of those like '90s sitcom comedians that bothers really problematic today.
He's as good as Ray Romano, and that's
Ugh,
not good.
God.
But everybody loves Ray.
No.
That
No,
was a terrible
that's-
show.
That was
That was a
the
terrible
worst,
show.
meanest. That was the meanest show ever produced on fucking television.
It was
Unbelievable.
pretty much like the wife was always angry, and it was just like,
And
oh, I'm gonna watch.
Everyone
this
was
show
always
where
backstabbing each other and treating
Yeah.
each other like shit. And you're like, that's not funny. That's just mean.
Yeah, like,
being mean.
compared to like Seinfeld and stuff, that was. I don't know. The father or the grandfather was the best character on that entire show.
You mean
Seinfeld?
Frankenstein's monster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was actually, he was the only likable
Ben
character.
Stiller, not Ben Stiller.
No.
That's
Ben
his father.
Stein?
No.
Wait, which are we talking? Seinfeld or Ray or
Oh,
Ray
Everybody
Romano.
Loves Raymond?
Everybody loves Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
Okay, I thought you were talking
We
about
have-
Ben Stiller's dad in Seinfeld.
We have gone like
Yeah.
Way
I
off topic.
think it's
It's
probably
all related. See, it all comes back to that goddamn Taco Bell. It's just the pieces are coming together, guys.
It's six
it's
connections to Kevin Bacon, is what it is.
yeah. I mean, consuming it's good. The things that happen afterward is not,
So
and that's kind of where we're at now.
Hey,
is
I
that
had
they're
dinner
not.
at Taco Bell. Wait a second. Maybe that's why I don't feel
Do you need
good.
to leave? As I say,
It's the roll the d20.
gotta go,
Is
dude.
it
Just-
gonna be bad?
No. I don't really like this chair. I can get a new one. It's fine.
Oh, nat one.
I gotta say, like, I am looking forward to hopefully some games having more of it than, than Subnautica had is kind of just a little bit. I'm looking forward to
See, here's
having
here's
to deal with that in a space
Here's
game.
the thing we need to
There's a
inherently.
game in this.
We need to create a gravity gun.
Mm.
You point a gun at something and it just a gravity gun or a tractor beam and just pull shit down. The trick is leave the shit that's the size of the island of Manhattan up there. Don't bring that shit down here.
So it can create its own gravity well.
No, what we don't want is to bring down, because the Chinese booster rocket was the third largest object to re-enter
Yeah.
the atmosphere. It is not the third largest object in orbit
To burn
by a long
course.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's bigger than it out there.
Isn't
We
the
don't- we don't need to bring
Mir
that
space
shit
station
back.
the biggest that ever actually re-entered? It's a space station of some sort,
I
isn't
think
it?
so. I think so.
I
it
want to
was.
say that, but I'm not.
It
I'm
was-
not entirely sure.
It was 2 space stations, and then they were also counting the third largest as Columbia.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
too soon.
My,
That's
I mean, not wrong.
that's
but
yeah. I felt bad reading it, and I feel bad saying it, but I mean them's the facts.
That's
so.
called splash
You and-
damage, folks.
Yeah, you and I read that same article on space.com.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big
So
rough.
I'm guessing it was Mir, then Skylab, then Columbia.
I believe you are correct.
Skylab hit Australia.
Did it really?
And parts of it.
So, speaking of TV shows that deal with things that are related, have you guys ever watched the TV show Dead Like Me?
No.
Mm-mm.
Hilarious show. I think it's only 1 or 2 seasons long. Hilarious show. The main actress dies and then becomes basically a reaper.
Is that the girl with like the white hair?
Yeah.
Very platinum blonde, yes.
Okay.
She dies in the show by getting hit by the toilet seat from the Mir space station when it deorbits.
So she could have won if she was the Taco Bell target.
If she
we would've
survived,
had tacos
she
for
would have
you.
gotten Taco Bell for life.
How ironic that would be, getting hit by the toilet in Taco Bell.
It lands right in front of her. Oh! Taco Bell for life!
Oh my god.
I'm gonna need a metal seat for my can at home.
Oh.
Be more flame resistant than wood.
Stop it.
Yeah.
You have a wooden
Anyway.
toilet seat? That explains a lot.
At the new apartment, it is, painted wood basically.
I mean, as long as it
I mean,
doesn't
it's
splinter.
particle board. It's
Ew.
like standard cheap.
Ew.
Nah. It works.
That's on the internet.
It's not my place.
It's there forever. We know now.
It's okay. It's
okay.
You
I've
can't
used
really dislike
I
toilet
rent.
seats.
I don't own it. I didn't choose it. It was not my decision.
They're not
Well,
terrible.
it's not really your fault. It's really your previous landlord's fault. You could really like stick it to him.
Yeah, screw that guy.
Seats at,
Yeah,
the
fuck that
seats
guy.
at the other place were fine. It's this place.
Yeah,
that-
but he made you move out. He's a son of a.
I mean,
Again,
if
why are you
wanna get
insulting
really
my mom
technical, yeah.
the day after Mother's Day?
Hey,
What is
okay,
wrong
for
with
context, you were being mean to your mom before we started recording, and I said, hey, don't be mean to your mom the day after a Mother's Day. And then it evolved, and I said, no, you're being a son of a bitch right now, and that's the only part of this story you actually told your mom. You didn't tell her that I was defending her honor and inadvertently insulting her. Bastard. Oh wait, that doesn't help either. Shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna dig that
And I
hole
think-
so deep it's gonna fit all of the space debris in it.
Now just to get it there. And then you can refine it, reuse it, and recycle it.
Yeah, I mean, actually,
See
with a
that-
chip shortage, you're gonna have.
You know,
That's actually a question. Like, how much is all the space junk worth? Should we just be deorbiting it and blowing it up?
I mean,
well-
the copper. If there's copper in there.
So
There's gotta
here's
be
another
tons.
idea. Instead of deorbiting into Earth, how about you collect it and bring it to the moon and build shit out of it?
or bring it to the space station.
Very least, the gold and shit's got to be worth something.
Oh, yeah. Well, and you could reuse 90% of the solar panels on that stuff because, yeah, we've gone up in efficiency, but between, 90s technology and now, it's not like a quantum leap forward in solar cell technology that we're actually sending to space.
Eh. Okay, so you just have to aim the cats at the moon. Okay, we're good.
$1 billion an hour.
Nobody's gonna want to go to the moon with all those cats there.
Well,
All
if
right.
we have cat lovers
mean-
that are our viewers, we just lost a couple.
I guess the moon base could then use the cats as a food source.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
Or it turns into a
I mean,
horror movie.
it's freeze-dried by that
no,
point.
so you just
They
go
use
standard
us.
Korean menu on the moon and you're fine. No,
Titanic.
not really. Not really.
Don't remember that when I was visiting Korea. You
They
must
don't-
have gone
they
to
don't
different
eat cat.
restaurants than I did.
They don't eat cat. They eat dog.
That's for sure. That's not Korea.
Well, I mean, it's not mostly Korea.
And with that
yeah.
just terribleness, I think we're done.
If anyone thinks I'm actually serious, they're horribly wrong. Horribly wrong.
He's not serious.
He's an asshole, but not that much of one.
Yeah, no. I'd launch cats into space, but I won't eat them. That's where I draw my line.
Hairball.
All
you
right,
are what
all
you
right.
eat, and I don't wanna be a cat.
Cody, where can we find you? Because we're done. Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me in a few weeks in quarantine because I finally booked my hotel.
Yay! Because he's finally, disinfecting himself.
Quickly, show your fun new laptop.
Oh, yeah.
God
Ah.
damn it.
Yep.
So much for ending quickly.
I didn't have that prop ready. I kind of do. It's next to me, but it wasn't out because I put it.
I would have thought you would have had it like right there, just ready to go.
Just
Because I
tugging.
would have.
Yes,
Just-
it's all RGB and awesome,
Just-
and I probably need to turn
No,
that
don't do it.
off. Goodbye, background. Hello. So yeah, got myself a new Asus laptop, and should be able to run my my Index as soon as the adapter that goes from that to DisplayPort comes in, and yeah, I'll be able to jump around the. I love the background switch.
That is well called for.
And so pretty soon, I will be here in a few weeks, as of June 18th. Yes,
Is that actually the room that you're?
that is the
or
style of room.
The place?
and the
Okay.
room. And the room, too.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm actually pretty excited about that.
So soon you won't need a background because you'll just sit in that chair and be like, look at the beauty that is behind me. That is the skyline.
Exactly. And then about day 12, I'm going to be like, get me the hell out of here. So, yeah, we'll see. You'll hear all about it. Because
you'll be
that will
pressed
my...
up against the window being like, I want to go there and there and there. And then I'm going to try that food over there. And then I'm going to go walk to that food cart over there because...
Yeah, we'll see how it is when I get there, as far as the situation. But anyway, oh, you can also find me on YouTube, Striving to Fail, where I am going to. I've got a bunch of stuff to actually upload and edit as soon as I finish with all of these things. And my super secret, like, this week I did actually learn topic that I had, because I'm just going to make my segment of this super long, is, by the way, when you're looking for totes, if you live in a cold weather environment, the best tote is the Rubbermaid Roughneck tote. There are no better ones. It is the best. In cold weather.
That was really going to be your topic?
Yeah.
Worth
it.
Yeah,
Worth it.
I spent a lot of time looking for totes, and I found out that the totes that I moved from Gunnison, Colorado to here were the best totes anyway. So, yeah, Rubbermaid Roughneck, they're malleable. They use the polyurethane. It's not the HDPE, which is hard and brittle, which those would be better for warmer environments, but in cold environments, they just break. I can tell that Milner is on the edge of his seat.
Is there a back to my chair? I wouldn't know. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Exactly. But yes, the Rubbermaid Roughnecks.
Available for sponsorship, Rubbermaid.
Seeker, go ahead and tell us about your favorite taco.
My name is Colton Roper. Also, I'm known as Seeker4761, so Big Taco doesn't find me. I'm a new contributor to the website, The Correct Timeline. Just saying. But seriously,
that's how many tacos he's going to eat next week.
To make up
between now and next week.
To make up for what is incorrect and what needs to be better. But on a serious note, I am a stream on Twitch pretty consistently. Probably every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Any day that ends in Y, I try to stream. Seeker4761 for that. I am also a contributor to the real website, thetechpirate.net, where there's no real conspiracy theories, but we will talk about reviews, get gripes, news about tech world and stuff like that. Check it out, www.thetechpirate.net. And yeah, that's all I'm going to plug this week. Charlie, what about you?
I am Charlie Stifler, also known as Milnor, spelled wrong so I always get it right. You can find me on Twitch streaming. You can find me on YouTube recording. You can find me here every week. And occasionally, like at some point, maybe in Alaska, probably not. Not again. Maybe in Thailand. Maybe. At some point. Gunnison. Tucson, probably twice a year. That's, yeah. But otherwise, I'm in Denver, and that's nice because it's better than all of those other places I listed. It's better.
As long as it's better for you.
You know why? Because I have Micro Center, and my discount is cost.
See that's not nothing. There's not even a damn Micro Center in my state. I will
have Pantip Plaza, and
do you have a at cost discount?
I mean,
pretty close too.
I was gonna say, like,
direct from the factory because it's down the street.
As long as it's not
fresh, that's fresh electronics.
American brands like
the smell of
the high end brands.
Electronics.
It would be cheap. But if it's actually like, nice brands, it's actually more than the U.S.
Yeah. Sucks to suck. All right, Brandon, take us home.
Okay. Well, I am Brandon Vader. You can find me also as Dracanus. I am on thetechpirate.net. I am actually working on a review article for my new e-skateboard. You can also find me on YouTube as Brandon Vader, where I'm going to start posting up some skateboarding and motorcycle videos, and the TechPirate.net, or the Tech Pirate on YouTube as well, where we do reviews and stuff, and dancing around with these fools every week.
Played us off, baby.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I think that's it for me that I want to shill out this week. Yeah, if you're an e-skateboard company and want a big, heavy dude to test your shit and see what it will actually do with almost 300 pounds of man on top of it, let me know. I'd be happy to break. I break.
300
Vlad Crush.
Bye, everyone.
I need to wash my hands. I feel dirty.
All right.
Well,
good.
Thank you all for joining us on this episode of This Week I'm Learning. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as on YouTube at This Week I'm Learning. For your social media peeps out there, you can find us on Twitter at This TWIL. If you'd like to contact us, you can send us an email to twil@thetechpirate.net. We will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
God damn it.
I can't do it.
Unbelievable.
What is that? What movie? Is there a
Foo
movie where
Fighters?
they're like waiting for something really slow to happen and it's not happening fast
Austin
enough?
Powers.
Yeah, Austin Powers does that. Spaceballs, I think, has a scene where something is really slow.
Yeah, I wanted to say it was space.
Pretty common in comedy movies now that I think about
Yeah.
it. Things that you think, like, it's all dramatic and then it's just super slow.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. My baby gate's appearing. Oh no.
Not the baby gate.
It's facing through the mountain.
It always knew it was real.
So, what's new with you guys in the last 2 weeks?
Red Rocks opened. That's
Kind of nice that the
fun.
world's starting to
I
open
went
up
on a
little bit.
motorcycle ride Sunday over
Nice.
92 and then played disc golf in Delta and then rode back. Went there
My
with my
girlfriend
work
and I
buddy.
went and saw Demon Slayer in movie theaters for the first time in like a year and a half, so that's exciting.
Ooh.
What's Demon,
Demon Slayer? Demon Slayer is like it's an anime.
They have anime in movie theaters now?
This is the biggest one in history in terms of box office so far. Like
They're
I think
making a new Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah, another new one. Like the Dragon Ball movies were super popular to the point where, like, that's gonna become a thing. There's gonna be a lot of like anime style movies that actually show up in movie theaters. My Hero Academia has one. Obviously, Demon Slayer, which is one of the most popular ones of 2019 or 2020. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Good show,
Hey.
y'all should watch it.
Maybe
No.
we are getting into the best possible universe thanks to Taco there.
Yes,
got
but we'd be at
anime
the
at
moon right
theaters.
now. I guess we
With-
have anime.
With
Hey.
cats.
We got anime titties, so that's not nothing.
Wow.
I mean, it's
wow.
Thanks. Japan.
better,
Wow.
it's better than a fist in your face, so.
I was really worried where that second one was gonna
Yeah, it's like
'Cause
you're
also
going-
anime.
I'm trying to keep it like PG-13 for my
like
kiddo.
after the
No.
mention of Japan and then you said fist, I'm like, well, at least it's not tentacle. So
But you went there. Thanks for that.
Well, it's gonna be edited out anyways. It's fine.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
no,
gonna
it's
be
not.
that's
think-
our afterword. I already
No,
know.
it's-
I think that is just
That's where we stop.
yeah.
stopping.
I'm good. You guys have fun.
God damn it. And
will
done
not
recording.
stand for this anymore.
I will not, but my desk will!